What's your game? What's your goal? Find a pastime to lift your soul. Whistle blows, anything goes. Hear it out of sight with your host, Joe G.
Welcome in. This is the Out of Sight with Joe G podcast. We'd love to hear from you, so get in touch by sending an email to outofsightwithjoeg@outlook.ie. And now, here's Joe G.
Hi, hello, how are you? You're so welcome. There's a bit of a brrr out there, isn't there? There's a little bit of an autumnal feel, but you know what? It's the time of year. It's a time to go back indoors, I suppose, back to education, back to the gym there, I say. Now, in a moment, we'll chat with Kathryn Sinnott of Fighting Blindness, and she'll chat about their autumn activities there. Later, at the very end of the show, Grainne will drop by to tell us about Vision Sports Ireland's home exercise classes. Somewhere in the middle, and towards the end of the first half, I suppose, we'll welcome the return of the Premiership season as Joe Lonergan visits Aston Villa's home ground. And after half-time, Tom O'Neill returns to chat about Traveleyes, which is a company who support blind and vision impaired people with organised tours. That's your lineup. Time to kick off then. So now we have Kathryn Sinnott, support group coordinator over Fighting Blindness. How are you, Kathryn?
I'm great, Joe. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's a pleasure. What's going down in this autumn days, autumn evenings, autumn nights right ahead of us now? What's going down in Fighting Blindness?
Oh, well, sure, there's loads of stuff going down in Fighting Blindness. We're keeping busy doing our fundraising and obviously offering our support service. For this particular call, I'm going to run through what we have for people that's available in our support service in terms of our support groups and also our free counselling service as well.
Oh, that sounds great.
Me to run through it now, Joe?
Oh, go on, go for it.
Yeah, okay.
On your marks, get set, go.
Brilliant. Okay, here I go. So yeah, and I probably will bomb through it as well. But anyway, look, we have lots of support groups to offer to people. Straight off, you don't need to be a member of Fighting Blindness to avail of any of these groups. They are all free and they are available for you. They all run on Zoom. We can offer you training on Zoom if it's something that you're not used to using. So the sort of groups that we have are, we have a Monday and Saturday technology group, which is brilliant for people learning about assistive technology. We have a mindfulness group that runs every week, and that's where you get to practice stress reduction and mindfulness exercises. And again, these are all done through Zoom. We have some peer support groups, and we have one that's actually in person and on Zoom. So the Dublin Peer Support Group in person meets up at Hill Street, where our office is, and then it also runs on Zoom at the same time. The peer support groups are there to enable people to reach out to others within the group to give and receive support. And we also have another group, the Wednesday Peer Support Group, that's actually runs on the last Wednesday of the month. So, you know, they're a great outlet for people to have, and you're meeting people who may not have the same sight loss condition as you, but they will certainly have experienced some of the same sort of feelings and emotions around it. We also have a Connections Coffee afternoon, and this just allows people to meet up for an hour and a half and really to just have a chat about anything you want. It's not a peer support group. It's there as I suppose a social meeting where you can chat about the weather, Trump, whatever you want to talk about. That's what that group is for. We set that up during COVID, and we've continued it because people just really like meeting up and having a chat and having a bit of crack.
Here, if you're going to be talking about Trump, I mean, surely the meeting would end very quickly.
Well, it probably would, but we'd try steer it onto something else pretty quickly. So
they're about an hour and a half, aren't they?
Yeah, certainly you wouldn't be talking about Trump for an hour and a half anyway.
No chance,
but then the demise of the coffee afternoon would happen, I think. So then we also have a support group for the border counties. So that would be for people who are living in the likes of Donegal, Sligo, Monaghan, Leitrim, Cavan and Louth, and it's a peer support group like the previous peer support groups that I've just mentioned. We do have a young adult peer support group which is for 18 to 35-year-olds. And I would really love if you did have any listeners that are in that age group, you know, if they feel they would enjoy something like that, it's a really, you know, it's a group that we would love to get back up and running. We're not running it at present. And again, it's a peer support group. You'd be meeting people in similar age bracket to yourself and you know, just getting support from each other.
Wouldn't that be great, Kathryn?
Yeah.
I mean, people at this time of year, as everybody's going back to education, starting college, maybe return to college, and that's really when you need peer support. So it's a great time
and it's a great, you know, it's a great group. I suppose the only thing for it sometimes is that because young people are so busy going back to college and doing all their work and everything that they do, it's sometimes hard to get people on the group. So, but we would love to get that group back up and running. It's on Zoom and it's available there for people who want it, and we'd love to start it up. We also have a new parents peer support group. It's a different style. So we've had a parents peer support group, but we're looking at it now as doing a 6-session parents peer support group. So you're done sort of in those 6 sessions. And also in the last session, we try have a face-to-face so the parents can get to meet up. And it's just a really important group that's there for, you know, it's run in conjunction with FAIC, who also obviously work with parents and children as well. So it's for parents whose children have received an eye diagnosis, and it's just a really worthwhile group. So that's available there to parents.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, because we have a lot of different types of support groups. So we are trying to, I suppose, support a large cohort of people. You know, we have an AMD peer support group, which is specifically for people living with age-related macular degeneration. And that's on Zoom every month. But we also have an in-person AMD tea and chat event, which happens at the last Wednesday of the month in our office on Hill Street. And this is it's an informal meetup for those living with AMD, you know, so you can meet other people who have the condition and you can, again, get information from them and share experiences. So that's a really worthwhile thing. And again, we'd love to grow that particular event as well. And we have a roots gardening group where some people do sort of go, how do you do a gardening group on Zoom? But actually, again, the people who join this group, you know, they may have a hobby that is gardening, and they love to meet up with other people and talk about what they're planting, what they should do next, what, you know, all these different things around the therapeutic qualities of gardening.
Yeah, we recently promoted that actually on our podcast here.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we did. And okay. I was just going to say, and we'll mention this again at the end here, Kathryn, we will put some details about this on our podcast release notes. Yes. And of course, give information as to how to contact you. We'll come back to that later. But you keep going. You're flying.
Yeah. Okay, brilliant.
Is it time for a water break yet?
No, God, I can go on for ages now, Joe. You'll never get me stopped.
Keep it going. There's no final whistle on this podcast.
We also have a hearing and sight loss peer support group. So this could be for somebody who's living with ushers, but it doesn't have to be ushers. It's just if you're living with a dual diagnosis of hearing and sight loss. And then we also have, I suppose this is sort of an unusual support group. It's called the Council Circle Support Group. And it's about promoting mindful listening and authentic expression. It sort of comes from, I suppose the roots of it are in like Native American, when, you know, they used to sit around the campfires and talk about their day and talk about what was going on and sharing all of that within the group. So this particular group is based around that. So you're not necessarily talking about your sight loss condition. We would prompt questions, and it could be about anything at all. So it's just a really different type of support group. Really interesting, and it's all about just listening without judgment, really. And then we also have a Stargardt peer support group. This group actually meets twice in the month. And as the name would suggest, it is for those living with Stargardts. And then 2 left of our support groups. We have one for relatives and friends, which, again, we're not running this one at present, but we are hoping to put this one on as soon as possible. And it's a support group for people that hold an important role or relationship in someone's life. So it could be for a spouse, a partner, a close friend, or a family member. And just if people are interested in that, we do hope to get that one back up and running really quickly. The final group, which is the newest group that started up there in June, is called Braille Connect. And this is for people who already use Braille. And it's where Braille is explored, shared, and celebrated. And it's actually coming on as a really popular group, and it's called Braille Connect. So if anybody did want any information about these groups, they can contact myself. I'll just throw out the numbers there, and I'm sure Joe will have them on his podcast anyway. But the number is 016746496, and my mobile is 085-223-7103. You can also check out our website and just go to the page that says how we can help. And the email is insightgroups@fightingblindness.ie. Just going to mention our Dance for All project. Again, some people probably who are listening in probably did this last year. But we are offering again a 6-week Dance for All project with dance artist Laura Sarah Dowdall. And now the closing date is September for applications. But again,
what date is that in September? The closing date?
I think by the 1st of September you'll have to have sent in your application.
Mm-hmm.
Now you can get the application on our website. You can go onto the website fightingblindness.ie. You can put in the search bar Dance for All, and it will come up with all the information and the link to the application form. But if anyone has any difficulty with doing that, they can just contact us in the office, contact myself, and I can fill in the form for them. So there's only 10 spaces, so it's really, really limited spaces. So do get in touch if you are at all interested in it.
Sounds brilliant.
Yeah.
Have you anything else for me? You must. How do you fund all this?
Huh?
How do you fund all this?
Well, I won't. I'm going to just mention our last couple of things, which are just the fundraising opportunities that are coming up. So there's loads of stuff going on in Fighting Blindness. Absolutely. This isn't even mentioning all the research stuff that's going on. So you'd have to have my colleague on about that. But we have some fundraising opportunities. So our signature event, which is the Glendalough Trail Run, is taking place this year on Saturday, the 7th of November. So basically you can register for the 15k running course, which would be that bit more competitive, or you can simply just enjoy the scenery and the company and just walk or jog around the non-competitive 8.5 kilometre course. So these events, I'm going to mention another couple, these are fundraising events, so there are targets. I hope you
have Tony Ward out leading that, have you?
Yeah, we could get Tony out to to be the lead on that. I must suggest that to him when I see him.
Oh, we've just suggested it. Tell him he signed up.
yeah, exactly. Okay. So, and then the final thing is just if running is your thing, we do have limited spaces available. They're free spaces on the Dublin Marathon, which is for the 25th of October. You've a few days left to register for this. We do have a limited number of free spaces. These races are fundraising events for us. So there is a fundraising target that needs to be met if you do agree to run in aid of Fighting Blindness. You can email us at fundraising@fightingblindness.ie or phone us on 016789004. And that is all that's going on at the moment in Hill Street, Joe. So...
Well, I don't know about you. I'm exhausted listening. It's brilliant. It's brilliant. And I think a lot of us didn't realise how much was going on, And,
yes.
And this is how we find out. And there's people like yourself coming on to tell us these things. Well done.
Thank you for having me on. It's great to let people know that there is actually an awful lot of things that we're doing, so yeah, it's brilliant to let people
Kathryn,
know.
no, you're brilliant. Listen, thanks you so much, Kathryn Sinnott,
Thank you.
at Fighting Blindness, and no doubt you'll be back to us again with a whole list of new things again, maybe in the spring. Listen, thanks so much.
Thank you.
So, Joe Lonergan, an IT guru, star of the Talk and Technology podcast with Vision Ireland. Joe, how are you?
I'm good, Joe. Another Joe. So we are going to get very confused here. I'm great, actually, Joe. Thanks.
There's no show like a Joe show.
That's what they say.
And so I said I'll talk to Joe. What I wanted to find out from you, Joe, is I believe you travel to Birmingham on the odd weekend. What in God's name do you go to Birmingham for?
Yeah, well, I've done it for the first time in, I'd say, 12 years, actually. I used to go there every now and again when I was free and easy, but my little fella, he's 10, Luke, and he wanted to go to a Premier League game, so we just thought, no, nothing better of it than to bring the whole family, actually. So we brought Freya as well, and my wife, and we went and visited Aston Villa versus Leeds United.
Was it hard to get the tickets, because Premiership games aren't easy to get access to?
Yeah, it was a little bit difficult, especially for the Leeds game. It's down as I don't know, level 1 or something. So basically, Leeds United are very popular, and so are Manchester United, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, the usuals, and but that was down one as level 1, so we had to ring up early on a Monday morning. Well, we are members, we're not season ticket holders or anything, but you're members, so you pay a membership fee of, I think it was something like 50 quid a year, but it gives you an entitlement to apply for tickets. So we called the club, and you're allowed to do it over the phone, so that makes it accessible to me, really. And then got the 4 tickets and paid for them, and they were in my inbox, and I had them ready 4 weeks beforehand. Once you had the tickets, we booked the flights, and we got our assistants in the airport, which is usually very good. And then we stayed in the Birmingham City Hotel. The day after, we went to the game, and we actually went a bit early. We went at 12 o'clock. The game wasn't until 3, but we decided to go there early so we could look around the club shop and stuff like that. There was entertainment on in a little, they call it the warehouse. It's a bit like the Three Arena, but not all on ground level, if you know what I mean. And they had entertainment there, so we stayed there for half an hour. And then we went looking for a steward, because we told the stewards were very good at helping you to your seat. The steward brought us up to the Trinity stand where all the players go in, so we stood there for another half an hour, 45 minutes, so that we could wave the players in, and some of them gave the kid a high five, and that was great. That was great crack, of course. And then the steward came back to us and showed us to our seat, so that was brilliant. The steward was really nice. He kept checking were we okay, and he also gave us a headset, so we were able to listen to the commentary of the match as well. The kids could see perfectly, but obviously myself and my wife were vision impaired, so we could listen to the commentary of the match while it was going on.
I'm a Chelsea man, so it's broadly similar there, and I have access tickets as well, and I have membership. So obviously you're well looked after, and having the audio at Chelsea isn't as great now. It's very fan based, and it's not proper audio description. But anyway,
yeah, I know it's a little bit like that as well with the Villa one. But I did find the commentary very good. It is fan based, of course, a bit biased. Which look, you never mind that too much when you're the fan yourself. But at the same time, it is so good for some matches having a nice neutral commentary, so you definitely know what's going on. But I think they're fair enough generally, though.
Yeah, the atmosphere around you, not totally relying on the audio commentary, but also picking up the vibe around, and the movement, the up and down, and the and the boos and the songs and whatever,
Oh yeah, the atmosphere is brilliant, and actually the steward that helped us, he came back and asked the kids were they okay and did they want any help, so he went off and helped them get curry chips, so that was another bonus for them.
Oh wow.
Even at the time, it made me emotional at the time, actually, because it's just great to see that kind of help. It's fantastic, really. I thought it was brilliant, just people to look out for you like that.
And if somebody's listening here and they haven't been to a Premiership ground, certainly in the last decade or so, everything has changed dramatically. I mean, you were saying you went in 3 hours beforehand. There's so much facilities there now between eating and food, drinks, entertainment, which if I went back to when I started following Chelsea, a bowl of soup was as much as you got,
Yeah.
So it's come a long way. The knowledge of accessibility is something else altogether. So you had a half-time break and you got to enjoy, and a few goals in the game, were there, Joe?
There was only 2 goals, yeah, because it was a 1-1 draw, and thankfully we didn't lose. So we got to see a late equaliser, which was brilliant from Aston Villa. So that made the day as well, that they didn't lose. So yeah, it was brilliant like that. And one of Luke's favourite players scored, Tammy Abraham, and yeah, it worked out really well. And it was easy enough at the end to get out. We just let off some of the crowd, and then we were able to get an Uber back to the city centre. And Uber in the UK are generally a lot cheaper than taxis, so that worked out great.
It sounds a great weekend, and it sounds a great event. Just the whole idea of I love going to those games. I wish I could go to more. That's really, really good. Any bother getting back then from the game? As you said, you wait your time. That's the right thing to do.
Yeah, we bided our time. I'd say I know there's a lot of waiting around and stuff, but I think sometimes when you have a disability, you don't want to be rushing out into the middle of a crowd either, making things more difficult for yourself. So we took our time, waited for some of the crowd to go. Had a new Uber ordered. They're well used to having big crowds around these places at these Premiership games. So we waited in a certain place, got our lift. We're back in the city centre in 20 minutes or so. And it's brilliant. We got the match programme as well. And Luke was able to read the match programme. And it just worked out really well. And bought a small bit of merchandise, as you do when you're at these things. It's great, really. And even just to see and look to even navigate a new city, Birmingham. It's the second biggest city in England. It doesn't actually feel like that when you're there, but everybody's really nice over there. And traveling, I'm not a big traveler, but with the assistance in the airports now, I just find traveling it's not as stressful as it could be. I'd say it would be an awful lot more stressful if I had to navigate it myself.
I think so, and I think the big airports nowadays, if the support wasn't there, you couldn't manage it at all. Whereas years ago, it would just be, it was different. To smaller airports, less security around. But listen, you did it, Joe. Well done. Will you go back?
I will. Well, we will go back, of course. Yeah. We'll have to make value of this membership. You see, so we'll have to go back. And won't be until next season now, but there's Champions League as well, which is very hard to get tickets to, so that could be out of the question, of course. That's one of my hobbies, is following Premier League football, and I also love the GAA as well, and stuff like that. We do go to the odd game in GAA, but there is no, I suppose, audio description or commentary, so we have to bring our own radio to that one, Joe.
And even in Croke Park, there is a level of audio description in Croke Park, isn't there?
There is actually a level in Croke Park, and when it gets to the bigger games like the semi-finals and the final, you can get a headset, and it's a really good quality headset actually. But the commentary can be hit and miss, as the people are new to it, and they're trying their best to bring audio description commentary to the game. But I prefer actually listening to the RTE one. But it's good to have the facility there.
It is, yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose. No, RT don't always commentate in the right game, and the game you want them commentating that. There could be a more important game down in Semple Stadium or something, and then you could be left out. So it's good to have
it. And the odd game in Kilkenny, but there's nothing for Kilkenny this year, Joe.
No, actually, I'm living in Kilkenny. I'm a Tipperary man, believe it or not, Joe.
Oh, really? How would
so,
any of it?
Yeah. We're nothing for Tipperary either, Joe. So we're all in the same boat this year. We're all out early, which is very unusual.
You wear many hats, okay? So you're a tech head. You might just want to enlighten us a little bit before you go there.
Yeah, I work for VI Labs, so we're the technology department in Vision Ireland, and we help people with all sorts of technology issues. We give them technology training as well, and provide many training sessions, and include anything from touch typing and using your laptop, your iPhone, or your Samsung, Android, Galaxy phone, and smartwatches, Meta glasses. They're the new kid on the block at the moment. Well, they're out for a year or so now, but in Ireland, the AI eventually came over here, and a lot of people are using Meta glasses for their convenience, and the fact that they're hands-free. You can make calls on them, you can take pictures, get descriptions, you can read your posts with them, and by using an AI camera. They don't make your eyesight better, but they do help with a little bit of your everyday independence. If you want to contact VI Labs, you can call the help desk on 1800 911 110, or you can email labs@vi.ie. Or if you're interested in training, you can email training@vi.ie. And we also have a newsletter called Tech on Tap. So if you contact us in any of those ways, we can subscribe you to the newsletter. And of course, Joe, there's a website as well, vi.ie.
Listen, Joe, that's brilliant. We'll add all that, as you know, to our show notes. You do an awful lot, and well done. And enjoy the Premiership next year. You might even you'll see Leeds again because they avoided relegation. And Villa, of course, as you say, are in Europe big time. So it's great stuff. Enjoy it all. And sure, we'll chat again sometime soon.
Yeah, hopefully recruit a few new Villa supporters while by listening to this, Joe. Lovely talking to you. Thanks very much for the interview.
Tom O'Neill, man of the world, man of many travels, an absolutely globe trotter from north to south and east to west. What's the crack?
Crack is good, Joe. Crack is good. Yeah, I'm at base in Balbriggan at the moment. Anyway.
Oh, thank God we found you at home.
Yeah. I know I'm not easily pinned down. I know that.
No. So tell me, where have you been the last year, say?
I was at the Phantom of the Opera 2 weeks ago in the West End in London.
Oh.
I was in London that particular weekend. Yeah. I have been in quite a while up around Cardiff and been a good bit of time in Wales at the moment.
Yeah. Have you crossed over to Trump country lately?
I was in America in October of 2024
Brilliant.
for 3 weeks.
And you're a country music fan, are you?
I suppose all of us maybe that have music.
Yeah.
All of us who are visually impaired, should I say. Music is a lot of people's hobby. And country music would be my hobby. But I got an opportunity through a group called Traveleyes to go on a music trip taken in Nashville, then Memphis, and then New Orleans. And it was in October as the year before last. It was an absolutely super, super trip. So we did the Grand Ole Opry and we did all the streets in Nashville the music is in, and then we did Memphis and we did Gracelands, and we had all of that whole of that kind of music. And then I said at the beginning I love country music. But when we hit New Orleans, I don't know, just got hold of me altogether. New Orleans was jazz and more jazz. Yeah. And I wouldn't be a jazzy person in that context, but I just absolutely loved the culture and just loved the whole scene. And like we got one of our trips was out in the Mississippi and that kind of stuff, visited the alligators, and you know, when you don't see, you hear phrases like the levees broke down, and there's a song that brings those words into it. But
American Pie.
What's a levee when you haven't seen a levee?
Well, no, it's in Ireland. It's a discount on your wages.
Well, that's another kind of one, absolutely. But it's the bank of the river, the bank of the Mississippi River that collapsed. And you get out and you experience those kind of things, and you get an opportunity to actually physically feel what you're talking about. So I've travelled a fair bit.
The Grand Ole Opry to the Mardi Gras then, and
Grand Ole Opry, and I held that great microphone that the great Don Williams and Patsy Cline, all those, with a theatre in front of you of seating for 4,300 people. Like, we have a lovely theatre here in Balbriggan now, and they say it's huge. It has 400 seats, but this is 4,300 seats. And we went to one show one night. There was 19 different artists on, because it was a tribute night to a gentleman who had passed on. He had been a sound engineer there for something like 40 years. And there's 19, very, let me call them routine artists. I hadn't heard of one of them, but it was a 3-hour show. It was an absolutely incredible experience to be in the body of that theatre.
Even if you're not into country music, they say it's the epicenter of musicians. So
absolutely,
recording
that's
rock and roll,
epicenter of it.
Yeah. You'll still, if you can go into get into that area, you'll find all the guitarists and drummers you want to play.
Well, and if you come, the Traveleyes group create those opportunities for us.
Tell us about Traveleyes, Tom. I'm not familiar with it now. And go ahead.
if I go back maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 years, there was a group at that stage called Guiding Eyes, and they were owned and ran by British guide dogs. And the concept was very simple. You had, say, a group of 15, you had a team leader, you had 7 with visual impairment, and 7 fully sighted people. So we'll say Bridge and I done the Edinburgh trip, and we did the ghost tours and all that kind of stuff. So we linked up with that group in Edinburgh, and they had picked a hotel and done a tour set for the week. So that disappeared some years ago, and then Traveleyes, I think maybe about 10 years ago, but I only came across them maybe 2.5 years ago. Same concept. The American trip had 23 of us. Team leader, 11 blind or partially sighted, and 11 fully sighted. Now, you pay different rates because the sighted people are assisting you throughout your holiday. So they're giving up their freedom to a very large degree. And the role of the sighted person is to guide. They will have received some training to guide and to chat to you and tell you that, as we said earlier, what the levy is and describe it to you and bring it for you to get a physical experience of it, if that's what you want. I know some people have done whitewater rafting, and that's with the assistance of somebody who is fully sighted. So all of those kind of things come into the holiday. But they tend to be on the expensive side of holiday. But you'll never get the opportunity maybe to do those. I couldn't have done the American trip without somebody like Traveleyes. And the same, I've done Krakow as well. Poland. That was another extraordinarily different experience, and we had an experience with the salt mines and went down into the salt mines, and that was, now the person with me would have described all the layout within the salt mines and the different statues of John Paul II that was created, and many others. Will I pronounce his name? Leflaenza, something like that, the Gdansk days.
That's right.
And all of that would have been visually described to you by your one-to-one. And you don't stay with the same person every day. You can if you want, but most mornings at breakfast there's a discussion: who wants to go with Tom, or who wants to go with Mary, or who wants to go with Jacqueline, or whatever the case may be. And you can draw lots, or you can. There's no hard and fast rule, but generally the meeting point is Heathrow Airport. So therefore, I have to make my way from Dublin to Heathrow, and that's an extra expense, obviously, on me. But I have to go to the starting point, and that's Heathrow.
Okay.
Not always, but in most times, yeah.
And Traveleyes, they have, I presume, a set of scheduled trips over a 1 year or 2 year period, do they?
Oh, they have, like, there's 2 Sri Lankan holidays coming up now, I think next month, but they're well booked out.
Yeah.
You have Morocco coming up. There's lots of holidays, lots of options there to do it. The Galapagos is another one that people go on. Quite a few people have done the Nile cruise, those kind of things. So, and they turn up, they kind of recycle about every 2 years.
And Tom, is it fair to put an average cost? I know it's up there in the thousands, clearly. Would you need, 3,000 or 4,000 in your pocket before you could kind of board a plane?
Well, one of the nice, I suppose you have it well paid for by the time you board the plane.
Of course, yeah.
But the American trip would have cost somewhere like 5,000.
Yeah.
For me. And for the sighted person, it would probably have cost about 3,800 per euro.
Okay.
Yeah. And some American, that was the nice thing about that. Like, there was 15 of us left Heathrow, and when we flew to Nashville, there was 7 locals waiting on us. 2 guide dog owners and 2 other visual impairment, and 3 sighted people, I think it was 7. They were all made. But I have made the most amazing friends with those 2 holidays, yeah.
Oh, I could see that, okay.
And I visited, we did, now, with Bridge and myself, done Cape Town. Many years ago. We did Table Mountain, and I was out in Robben Island, and all of that kind of story. And that was something we wanted to do, and we have a friend living in Cape Town, and Vicky was asking us to go out. and we went out and had 2 incredible weeks out there. Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, Tom, we'll put the Traveleyes information on this, the show notes. We'll do that, and we because it just sounds absolutely something that many people here listen to this will want to save up for and join in at some stage.
Yeah, and on their website as well, and I personally find this one, they have a really good how to guide a blind person piece on the end of their website, and it's really, really good.
Okay, we'll actually put that up on the show notes as well, separately. Sounds good to me. Now, before we go, okay, you're famous for your 7 guide dogs, okay, over the last 4 or 5 decades. Would you ever bring the guide dog with you when you travel?
I have a funny rule on that one. It's a personal rule, I think. I have to ask myself the question, is the dog a plus or is the dog a minus? And I have the same rule if I'm going to the restaurant or a local pub in Balbriggan. Is the dog a plus tonight or is the dog a minus tonight? I don't want to spend all the time talking about visual impairment and guide dogs when I'm out. I have brought my dog Bridge and I did an amazing cruise from San Francisco to Puerto Vallarta in Mexico, down through Acapulco. And my dog, Cola, at the time, was the dog that crossed the Atlantic in the cabin of an aircraft and back home and allowed back into Ireland by the Department of Agriculture. That was a test case when the pet passports came out. And we have established that now can be done. I have brought my dogs to England. I don't always, no, definitely not. Depends on who I'm meeting. Go to America now, for instance. Was the dog going to be a plus to me or not going on the music holiday? To me, the dog was going to be a minus because I had a sighted guide from once I hit Heathrow Airport. Okay.
Yeah, so it's not the actual travel element of it. It's the 2 weeks away.
Practicalities of it. The pure practicalities of it. If your dog likes grass, where are you going to get grass? Maybe in the middle of Memphis.
Well, not the grass that...
Not that type of grass. Yeah, but you're right. You know, the dogs need those kind of functional breaks as well.
They do, yeah.
And you have to think about it. Like, we did a train journey between Memphis and New Orleans, and it was a 9-hour train journey with sleeping compartments in it and 24 coaches on the train. But it was, it would not been at all a suitable. No. So you have to really ask. Well, that's my rule. Is the dog a plus or is the dog a minus?
No, it sounds a good one. It sounds a really good one. Tom, you're a real advocate for everything positive in this life. Your message is basically, I'm guessing here, to our listeners would be, don't be shy, don't be afraid. There are options for travel out of Ireland, no matter what your eyesight level. And whether it's with Traveleyes or on your own, there's a way around it. Would that be right, yeah?
Absolutely. Have the will to do it, the willingness to do it, and get out there and don't sit at home. Get out. Go and enjoy life. There's a lot of life to be enjoyed out there.
Tom, as I said at the beginning, man of the world, you've just proven it. Thank you so much, Tom O'Neill.
No problem. Thank you.
Vision Sports home exercise classes return on the week beginning 14th of September. Places are limited, so be sure to register early. Sessions run weekly on Zoom and are audio described and tailored for participants who are blind or vision impaired. No experience required, and classes are suitable for all abilities. Beginning on Monday the 14th of September at 10:30 a.m, mobility and motion. This is a gentle, accessible class for anyone looking to improve their range of motion, flexibility and overall mobility, all while seated or using a chair for support. Perfect for beginners and anyone with limited mobility. Every Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. there is a movement and balance and stretch with Gita. It's a gentle yet effective way to wake up your body. Tuesday evenings at 7:30 p.m. there is an online yoga class with Siobhan. Whether you are a beginner or a seasoned yogi, this class offers the perfect way to relax and rejuvenate. Each Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m, there is Body Weight Circuit with Helen, a 40-minute interval-based workout aimed at building overall strength through dynamic movement, stability and balance exercises. Finally, Fridays are Nature Connection at 10 a.m, where you are gently guided by Sarah in learning about the importance of nature for your health and well-being. To become part of the existing Nature Connection series community, to rediscover your connection to nature in a way that feels right for you. If you need some downtime after all those activities, an email from Michael Lavin tells us about a social and musical evening planned to mark the end of a long hot summer. Come and cool down on the 4th of September in the League Hall at Fighting Blindness on Hill Street. The bar will be open from 7:30. There will be nibbles on the go. All are welcome. Bring your voice and a musical instrument and enjoy some time together with songs and chat.
Well, there goes Grainne in a league of her own, for sure. Oh, wasn't it sad news this week to learn of the passing at 80 years of age of the Queen of Country Music, Dolly Parton. Now, Grainne saddened because she's a big singer and a big lover of Dolly. And of course, obviously, Tom O'Neill, who was on before, who's been to Nashville, who's probably, who knows it, he's certainly been in the same places as Dolly. But Tom, anyway, will also be saddened, as indeed, I'm sure, will all our contributors and listeners. But that's the way it goes. At least we have the songs to live with us. Now, when we launched 6 months ago, God, we never thought we'd still be on the road, but we are, okay? Grainne and myself kicked it off with the support of Stuart and Jade, and that was on the 26th of February, would you believe it? And the show aimed at the time to create a welcoming space for guests to share experiences and perspectives on a variety of topics with a particular focus on lifestyle, leisure and sport. So the question now is, what do you think of the show so far? Next week we launch our Out of Sight with Joe G listener survey. There'll be 10 questions, about 4 minutes it'll take you. But luckily every question is optional, so you could do it in less than 4 minutes. If you skip a few of them, go on, try and answer them all. We'll use your answers to plan future episodes, and responses are anonymous, of course, and we won't publish anything that identifies you in any way. So from Tuesday the 1st September, that's next Tuesday as we drop here, the survey will feature on our website, outofsight.ie. It will also be posted via email and WhatsApp to the various distribution lists if you happen to be in any of those. But don't worry, it'll be on social media as well. And if that's not all, you'll see it in future podcast show notes. And so it's a wrap for this episode. Don't forget to tell your friends to follow us. Tell them to follow Out of Sight with Joe G on their favourite podcast platform. Did you know we're also on Facebook and TikTok? And don't forget, if you've an idea or hobby, share it here.
You've been listening to Out of Sight with Joe G. If you'd like to contact the show, send an email to outofsightwithjoeg@outlook.ie. Until next time, thanks for listening and goodbye.